We have some breaking news right now on the death of a retired lawyer and his wife after a package bomb exploded at their home in rural Tennessee. Just a short time ago, officials announced an arrest in this case, and it's really pretty shocking. 360's Gary Tuckman joins us now with the latest. Gary.
John, when this happened on Monday, police described it as a targeted bombing, which raised the question, who would target this unassuming retired couple? Well, tonight authorities say they have their answer. They say the answer is a close relative.
It took authorities just 3 days to zero in on the man they believe killed husband and wife John and Marion Setzer with a package bomb. And now a grand jury has taken action.
After hearing that evidence, they returned a 2-count indictment of felony first-degree murder, a 2-count indictment of premeditated first-degree murder on Richard Parker, age 49, the son-in-law of John and Marion Setzer.
Richard Parker, a man who is apparently married to the couple's daughter. Parker is accused of delivering a package bomb on Monday to his father-in-law, retired civil attorney John Setzer, in Lebanon, Tennessee. The bomb went off inside the house, killing Setzer and critically injuring his wife, who died 2 days later.
It is an ongoing investigation, but we do feel like we have the single person responsible for committing this crime in custody.
Many people move here to rural Tennessee to live quiet, peaceful lives, so news of the bombing was particularly stunning. Friends and neighbors were horrified and puzzled, especially when it was described by authorities as a targeted killing.
As a couple, they were one of the best and the sweetest couples you'd ever meet.
The last people in the world that you would imagine to be a target of a package bomb like that.
Investigators said they recovered a note they believe may have been attached to the package the bomb was in, but have not released details. However, they say the case is now resolved with the arrest of Richard Parker, who lived very close to the victims.
He actually resided at the property we was at. There's two different properties there that were using the same driveways.
Police have not yet revealed a possible motive.
All right, no motive yet, Gary, but do we have any idea about how the package was delivered?
A law enforcement source is telling us it wasn't put in a mailbox. The package was put in front of the house, and Mr. Setzer went out, and he then got the package and brought it inside. We're also told just a few minutes ago that the suspect, Richard Parker, lived with the couple's daughter inside another house on the property, so he lived right there. And we're also told he was convicted of one crime in the past. In 1993, he was convicted of an arson. But John, right now, he's in jail in lieu of $1 million bond. Very tragic, sad story.
A crime that all appears to be inside that family. Gary Tuckman, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Joining us now is the Reverend Kevin Ulmet of the Nashville First Church of the Nazarene. He knows the family involved. Pastor, I understand you were just with the children of John and Marion Setzer. I mean, I can't imagine what they're going through right now. How are they doing?
Thank you, John. I appreciate the opportunity to speak for them tonight. Not only was I with the 4 adult children of John and Marion, I was also with the wife and 4 children of Richard Parker. And as pastor to many of those, I want to say that they are holding strong in their faith in Christ. They are holding strong, being embraced in the love and care of fellow believers from their churches and their surrounding communities. And they want the message clear that they loved John and Marion, as we all want that clear, and not to lose that in the midst of the frenzy over this arrest, to not lose sight of the fact that 2 very godly and wonderful people have lost their lives, and now a triple part of this tragedy, another family being blown apart. And but their faith is strong, and their trust in God is strong, and I want to communicate that for them tonight.
It's got to be such a loss for that family. And again, the wife of Richard Parker, the daughter of this couple that was killed, the children of Richard Parker, they lost their grandparents. Talk to me about them right now. How are they doing?
Well, you know, this is a shock situation. I mean, we've only had, 72 hours basically for this entire story to play out. From the first explosion, the realization of one death, 48 hours later, the realization of a second death, And then 24 hours more than that, now this confession and arrest. And it's indeed, it's overwhelming. Nobody prepares for this. You don't even prepare for a tragic death. But then when it's somebody in your own family who apparently has done this, it's, of course, there's a shock factor. But again, I was just with them just moments before coming here, and their faith is holding strong. Their trust in God is holding strong. Their love for each other is holding strong.
Talk to me about the Setzers. What kind of people were they?
John and Marion, you know, he taught Sunday school in both our church and the First Methodist Church in Lebanon. Marion was involved in women's Bible studies. They were compassionate, loving, godly people. They served other people. They're in their 70s. Everybody you've talked to, including on this program moments ago, this is the most shocking thing that could be imagined, is that anyone, inside or outside of the family, could have had any vendetta against them. These are sweet-spirited people, tender-hearted people, caring, loving people, and their faith in God was the primary light of their lives, and it shined out to everyone who knew them. There are literally hundreds and probably thousands of people in the metropolitan Nashville area who their lives touched in some way that are stunned by this development.
Now, Pastor, I understand you can't say much, but you were also pastor to the suspect.
Yes.
Richard Parker.
Yes.
You know him. Tell us what kind of person he is. Did you see any signs like something like this might be possible, any sign of a possible motive?
No. His own wife of more than 20 years did not, nor did his children. And I think that's one of the realities we're all trying to cope with tonight. Is, you know, you ask all the questions in your own mind. How? Why? You know, all of those things. And there's no answers at this point for those questions. And I think that's one of the hard realities of a situation like this. There are no answers. But the reality also is that a family moves on, and a wife and mother moves on, and kids move forward, and they have a future. And God has not abandoned them. And I think this is the critical factor, is that God has not abandoned them.
Well, our hearts do go out to that family. And again, Richard Parker, the suspect, is in custody. The police there say this case is now resolved. Pastor Kevin Ulmet, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the chance to speak for the family.
For more on this story, you can go to CNN.com. We have a lot more up there right now. Up next, is there a chance the loud music